Justice League Odyssey, issue number 1 from DC Comics, part of the New Justice brand. So a new team against a galaxy of evil. So we have Darkseid, we have Starfire, we have Jessica Cruz, we have Azrael, and then we have um, Cyborg. Can't believe I was blanking on the name. Um, so the cover and the interior is by Cedric. I really like him. He's like one of my favorite active artists at the moment. Unfortunately, he's only going to be doing the first 2 issues, which kind of sucks. But yeah, I really love his art style. I don't know what it is about it. It's just something about it. Just like I really enjoy his art style. But yeah, so this is Justice League Odyssey. Um, I picked this up just because one has Jessica Cruz, and I like Jessica Cruz, and I am kind of fascinated with Azrael, mostly because of the Arkham games. I haven't really read much of him in the comics. Cyborg is okay. I mean, his current series sucks, or at least it did, and I kind of dropped it because I didn't care for. I read like the first 12 issues, and I was like, I'm done. And there's a whole video on my channel about that. But I've liked him in like other stuff. He seems okay. Starfire, I don't really know much about her. I don't read Teen Titans or the Titans or whatever the hell she was in. I just kind of know her briefly from the Teen Titans cartoons, but even then I didn't watch the cartoons, so yeah, she's still somewhat of a mystery to me. And I don't know if you guys heard that, but if you did, I'm sorry. My dog is sleeping behind me like she always does whenever I do recordings and streams and stuff like that. So if you hear any snoring, it's her. Um, but yeah, I was interested in this. Speaking of Jessica Cruz, should I bring it up now or later? I guess I can talk about it now. Um, sh- I loved her character when I first started reading her. And basically the stuff I've read her in is pretty much Green Lantern's Rebirth. And I freaking loved her in that series. But it feels like lately she's just kind of another character. I don't know. Does anyone else feel that way? Like the first like 10 or so issues of Green Lanterns, she was awesome. It dealt a lot with her agoraphobia, which was amazing to me since I literally have what she has, agoraphobia with panic disorder. Like I've literally diagnosed with that from multiple doctors and therapists and stuff. I have exactly what she has. So seeing her going through things that I go through on a constant basis was like really cool to see in a superhero. Like there was a scene I remember where she's going to the grocery store with her sister, and she talks about how that's a battle, how she is basically freaking out just going to a freaking grocery store. And I'm like, yeah, that's how it is for me. Uh, Going to a grocery store is like a battle. It's very anxiety inducing. And you think, why? Well, for people with agoraphobia, like it's the little simplest things to other people can seem like such a huge chore and such a huge like obstacle. So seeing her go through stuff like that, seeing her go through her agoraphobia, seeing her have panic attacks, seeing the things that she did to deal with panic attacks, it's like I've been there, I've done that. It's very relatable. It's cool. I like her. That's why like I fell in love with her character. But now lately, it's just she's very bland. Like they kind of almost dropped the anxiety thing altogether, and it's only like brought up when it's convenient, which is very rarely. So I don't know. Like it sucks because it's like as someone with agoraphobia, it was very cool to see an accurate portrayal of someone else going through the same thing I am. But now it's just they don't even bring it up anymore. She's going on crazy adventures. I mean, she had fear going to the store, and now she's going to another galaxy and going on all these like space opera adventures, and she's completely fine. And it's just like, I thought you had agoraphobia. You couldn't leave the house. Now you're on these space adventures. Like I'm calling BS. It kind of sucks that they dropped that. But yeah, so let's just start. So we have start off with like different planets, and I guess something is going down. I don't know what. So we have a former Green Lantern, basically has to leave to send a message to the Guardians that the universe needs to know. I guess the universe needs to leave now because there's some kind of great horror that's coming. And spoiler alert, she doesn't make it. She gets killed. So then we cut to Jessica Cruz just chilling out, having fun, just flying around in some sector while she's on patrol. And like I said, this is what I'm talking about, where it's like she has agoraphobia. She had trouble going to a store on Earth, and now here she is in some weird part of the galaxy on patrol, doing just fine. Like, that's not how agoraphobia works. It doesn't just come and go. It's with you every freaking day. And like I said, it's always a battle. Like, you can leave the house, go to the store, have a panic attack, get through it. And then the next day, maybe you have to go to that same store again. Maybe you forgot something, and it's gonna happen all over again. Um, Obviously, the more times you go to that same store, the easier it'll get. But even after, I mean, there are stores even after I've been there for like once a week for years, I still have trouble going there. Like, that's how agoraphobia is. Like, it gets easier to manage, but it never goes away. It's still always there. And it just, like I said, it's just weird that she has no issues whatsoever despite having agoraphobia, panic disorder. She's completely fine flying around in space without any worries. Like I said, it just feels like they dropped it altogether. Kind of bums me out. So yeah, she's on this routine patrol. She sees a Brainiac ship, and inside we have Cyborg and Starfire, and apparently they are on some kind of mission. They stole Brainiac's ship. I don't know if this was like from a previous issue. I'm assuming so, but I haven't read it. I haven't been reading too much DC lately, especially with the new direction that they're kind of taking their universe in. I've noticed myself just kind of drifting more and more away from their stuff. I still read some things like Red Hood and the Outlaws. I still keep reading. No, Hal Jordan the Green Lantern is that the one I'm thinking of? Green Lanterns. No, Green Lanterns. Green Lanterns is the one with Jessica Cruz and Simon Bass. I still read that. I kind of skim through Flash while I'm at the comic book shop. I feel kind of bad saying that, but I kind of just like flip through and read a little bit here and there, and it's just everything. It just kind of started losing its interest more. I think it's the direction that DC is going in. I don't care, but I mean, Justice League Dark. I've been reading that. That's actually been really good. I've been really enjoying that one. So there's still some good stuff from DC, but yeah, I guess what I'm trying to say is I didn't read anything about them stealing Brainiac ships. I don't know if that was like a previous issue from another series or what, but she obviously, Jessica Cruz, thinks it's just Brainiac, and she doesn't know that it's being piloted by Azrael, Cyborg, and Starfire. And yeah, apparently there's like a voice that's calling to them, that's calling them to the ghost sector, the voice that calls us to our destiny. So yeah, basically they're hearing voices, and it's leading them somewhere. So they're kind of going against Justice League orders, or at least they haven't informed the Justice League that they're doing this, but they're going on this mission. And I don't know if they can all hear it, because they do ask, what does the voice tell him now? And of course the voice says, do not befriend the machine and the alien. But then he kind of just tells her, oh, the voice says to just keep going. Like, he kind of lies about the fact that the voice is telling him not to trust these two. But yeah, look at this artwork. I really like his artwork. Cedric. I don't know how to pronounce it. I'm hoping I'm pronouncing that right, but I freaking love his stuff. It's such a shame that he's like, he always seems to do like a couple issues for a series before he's on to the next one, which makes sense, I guess. But I don't know. There are times where it's like he's like on a really good series that I love, and then it's like he only does like 5 issues at the most, and it's just like, okay. But yeah, Jessica Cruz thinks that they're Brainiac, so she goes to arrest them, and yeah, we we have this basically these elder gods. I don't know what the hell these are, but they're giant alien monsters, and they're chasing our group. So basically, Jessica Cruz assumes that there are baddies in here, and then these creatures basically destroy her constructs. And yeah, I just wanted to see if I had that. But they destroy her construct, and she's like basically dying, and they save her. And then she discovers that it's really members of the Justice League, and that they're being chased by some giant alien monsters. And the alien monsters are getting close, so basically they hook Cyborg to the ship, and Starfire shoots them with her beam, and somehow that powers up the ship to go faster. I don't know how that works, but that's what happens. And then yeah, they land on this this planet, and this is, I guess, the planet where they heard the voices. Yeah, basically, when Kulu was destroyed, my mother box was still plugged into an artificial intelligence database, and they've been searching the files, trying to find answers. So I guess, is this part of the Brainiac files that was briefly mentioned in Detective Comics? If so, that's kind of cool. That's kind of cool how the Brainiac files, like, because I was disappointed because, like, in the Detective Comics, they mentioned the Brainiac files, and it was literally like a page or two, and it was like really nothing. It was just like, oh, here's the power that here's the power that the mask has. I was having issues saying mask. So I was like, oh, okay, is that it? Is that all the Brainiac files are? But I'm guessing maybe the mother box, the artificial intelligence database, maybe it was part of Brainiac's. Is that what it was? Because I mean, they are flying his ship, so I mean that would be kind of cool. But yeah, basically they go to this planet, and then the voice shows up, and the voice was actually Darkseid's voice, and he basically needs their help. And I'm not going to spoil it. I'm not going to spoil the rest. I'm not going to say why or anything like that. But basically, our heroes have to team up with Darkseid. And I was like, okay, that's kind of cool. I always like it when like the good guys and bad guys are kind of forced to help each other for like a greater cause. I don't know why. Like that trope, but that's like always interests me. So that's kind of cool. So yeah, Darkseid is basically the voice, and he needs their help. And there's a little bit more, but like I said, I'm not going to spoil it, because I do think you guys should pick this up. It's a good issue. I liked it. I liked the way it introduced all the characters, and then it was basically just like a setup issue, but it was a good setup issue. So I like this issue. I'm gonna put it on my pull list and keep checking it out. Hopefully, it turns out to be good. So Justice League Odyssey and Justice League Dark, two Justice League series that I've actually been enjoying so far. But yeah, what do you guys think? Anyone reading this? What do you guys think of this this issue? If you have, what do you think of this team up? This is pretty interesting team, I think. Am I right about the Brainiac files? Does that have to do with this? This whole Starfire cyborg thing, was that in like in a previous issue that I didn't read? And I'm assuming it was, but there was, from what I remember, there was no like editor's notes, because they mentioned like some of the stuff that they did, but there was no like editor's notes like see issue so and so, you know. So I don't know if there was, but yeah, tell me what you guys think. Anyone who follows Jessica Cruz, I don't know, what do you guys think of her? Maybe I'm looking too much into this because I suffer from exactly what she has, so I'm seeing this from a different light. I know some people had issues with her agoraphobia in Rebirth. A lot of people found her to be weak because of that, which kind of bummed me out, because it's like, just because it's, you know, because I have the same thing she has. It's like, I'm not weak just because I have this mental issue. Like, I'm still pretty functioning. I'm not like I'm not crazy or anything like that. It's just I basically have almost like a chemical imbalance where my body like puts itself in fight or flight when there's nothing to be scared about. But I don't know. Tell me what you guys think. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you guys haven't already, please subscribe, hit the bell for notification. If you like the video, leave a like. Feel free to comment down below. I also have a Twitch. I'm getting back into streaming, so if you guys are into video games, check that out. You can find all that stuff in the link below. Hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I hope to see you guys next time. Later.